All right. So we're back. Another 6 views. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we go all over the place with this platform here. And I love doing this show here because I get to talk to interesting people and have like real in-depth, long-form conversations.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Really get the real deal. You feel me? And like I've been watching you on the gram for a while. You know what I'm saying? No, for real talk.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not used to like this attention. It's so weird, man. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you got a good set of followers on your
Thank
Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And you know, besides me just watching the progress, I'm sure you got a bunch of the man them that are up on your DMs. You know what I'm saying? All that type of good shit. So you know, it makes it where I'm like, you know, I want to talk to people who also, besides being an artist, see different ends of the world and of the city and life, right?
Absolutely.
So, with no further ado, I have Tosha Macc10 in the motherfucking building.
Hey, Macc10, say it with your chest, bitch. We cold. See me, you get wet, bitch. Love me, I'm your fetish. Play about me, that's a death wish. It's funny, but it's not fun.
Hey y'all, what is up? Mac for Prez.
Mac for motherfucking Prez.
Yes, hey.
So, how did you bring in the new year?
I was at work. I brought in the new year at work. I actually brought in the new year dropping the 3rd single off my album, which is coming out. I dropped I Wish.
Stop playing with my mind. Why you come and put that thing on me? Grind when you want it on me. Say you wanna be there.
It's available everywhere, y'all. But yeah, that's how I started off my new year. I wanted to bring in this new year at work. And I also wanted to bring in the new year with new music as well.
Right.
I sat and thought about it for a while, thinking like, how would I go about it? Because the way my schedule works, like there was no time to shoot a video. There was no time to, you know, do anything like that. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? It'll satisfy me.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop a song on New Year's, but I'm going to drop a song that is completely different from what I've been putting out for the last few years.
Right.
I wanted to switch up the vibe. I wanted to give something that would catch people's attention, you know what I mean, from all angles, and on top of that, I sing on the song.
Yeah.
So I wanted to throw people off also with that. So it was a great way for me to ring in the new year.
Yeah.
But yes, that's how I rung in my new year.
And it's like streaming on all
music platforms everywhere, all over the world. You can get it now. I Wish is out now.
So what made you decide to step into the singing ventures of it?
Okay, so
because you've been rapping for a while.
Yeah, I actually started taking rap seriously in 2011.
Okay.
That's when I decided that I was like, okay, like I'm good at this and I'm just gonna do it. There were so many, but with singing, I was always a singer, like even as a child.
Right.
So like my mom was that mom. I did competitive dance, I did singing lessons, piano lessons, I did all of that shit. So there was like having a musical background or anything that had to do with entertainment as far as dancing, singing, and acting, I wasn't new to.
Right.
So I was always a singer, but then going into like my early teen years, I noticed like, yo, I can rap. Like I could rap. Like I was a badass little kid, so I was out there with the man them rapping and doing all of that stuff, freestyle battling niggas. Like I was doing all of that. When I decided to take rap seriously now, I used to go to like the fucking after hours parties, you know, on like Eglinton and like whatever, because we've been partying before 19. We've been in the club, so you know what I'm saying. So I was all over the place. So I used to go to these after hours.
I know what ones you're talking
about. I used to go to this after hours, and it was like niggas would be on the mic till like 5-6 o'clock in the morning just rapping, and I'm like, yo, fuck this, I want it.
Yeah. And
from that day, it was like, okay, like people take notice, and they would give me money too. Like that was the joke. Like the whole joke about it was like they used to give me money to rap.
Really?
And it used to confuse me so much. Like, but I used to take the money, hell yeah. And like, cause I would rap for free. So it's like the fact that I was getting that support was like really dope. Really dope. And I remember also like taking rap seriously. I just remember meeting somebody and like I met my mentor, and it was kind of just like, yo, I was like, I rap. And he's like, okay, so show me what you got. And then it was just from then it was like, okay, like anything I wanted to do, it was always believed in and it was always pushed. Also, like with meeting other rappers, as I started taking it more seriously too. So that's basically, so the singing was always there.
Yeah.
The singing was always there. It was the rapping that I had to perfect.
Okay.
With the singing now, like I've always been a singer. That is like how like music came to me through singing.
Right.
And then rapping came.
Okay.
So when I was working on my album, there was a lot of things that came to me in like my dreams. And I remember having this dream where the melody was in my head like for days.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I didn't even want to like have that like, you know, the whole Drake one dance, you know, controller. Like I didn't want to do that because like I respect that genre of music so much, like dancehall and reggae. Like I respect that genre so much that like I feel like if I wasn't ready to do something like that, I'm not gonna do it. You get what I'm saying? But for like a week straight, I kept having these dreams where these melodies were coming to me in my head, but I had no beats for them.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out.
So let me stop you. They're like reggae melodies or like Afrobeat type of melodies?
It was basically a beat that had like a little hip hop vibe, but there was a dancehall vibe to it.
Right.
And it came to me in a melody, so there was no words. But there was a melody, like a flow that was just coming in my head, and I'm just like, okay, let me figure this out. So I sat down and I started surfing for beats.
Right.
And I found 3. And it was the beat for I Wish was like the first one that I found.
Okay.
And then I found 2 more. And then so when I sat down and I'm like writing to the song, I'm like, holy shit, like this makes perfect fucking sense. Like the song came together so well. It was almost shocking to me how like the song came together so well. I said, I got a radio bot. And then I created 2 other more similar songs.
Right.
And yeah, like my album, the way my album came together was kind of dope because it was never planned. Like everything kind of came to me in some type of inspiration, a situation, or a dream. So that was kind of how.
But you say album, and I've been searching online looking for.
My album is not out yet.
Yeah.
The Phoenix, yes, I'm.
That's
working.
the hashtag Phoenix 2020.
Yes, okay. The Phoenix 2020. So I am gonna drop my album this year. That's a definite. We're working. We're working, and we're actually working. Like From I started rapping, I always wanted to put out a project, always, but it never really came together. I understand why timing is so important.
Yes.
Because there was things that I did and I took on for music that just, what was going on in my life didn't give me time to focus on music the way I really wanted to focus on music.
Yeah.
Like going to the studio, even that, because I work so much, and I'm so focused on work that I will neglect music to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll be like, okay, we'll do it when I can.
Yeah. Well, the bag is there.
Exactly. And like I'll do it when I feel like it because I work so much and I'm so focused on work that I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I don't care to be like, oh my God, I'm upset that my album's not out, but I'm not going to do anything about it because I have to work. Like that's how I think.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you know what? I put myself in a position last year where I was working a lot smarter than I was harder. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I decided in late 2018, I decided to kind of come back here and figure it out for myself. You know, you go through a lot of trials and tribulations and stuff like that. So you have to kind of figure out how to take the good with the bad. So I took a bad situation and I made it good. Right. And the whole Mac for Prez stuff, like that started when I put out my first single, which was Don't Get Shook. Okay.
These bitches is calling me crazy. Thought I was playing when I said no fugazi or lazy. Hit me up a few times, but they never see me.
That's when I started, you know, using the Mac for Prez hashtag. Also because like I wouldn't deem myself like an Instagram comedian, but like I was letting people follow around my actual daily life. Like I wasn't those people on social media who had a censor. Right. So for about let's say from like 2013 to like 2016, like my whole life was documented. Everything that I was going through was documented, even the personal stuff. And I let people see that through me because I knew it would make sense one day. You know what I mean? I wasn't really in the mood to like hide myself from people because like I don't give a fuck, you know? So it's like I'm not gonna pretend to be somebody just because I don't want to be embarrassed by something that I'm going through.
Right.
So I kind of created that. And that's kind of how people kind of caught on to who I was. And plus, like, I know a lot of people outside. So it's like the internet shit doesn't mean anything to me. You know what I mean? Like the followers thing, like all of that being famous on the ground, like that shit doesn't mean anything to me because I know who I am in real life. So but I also had to realize because of what I'm trying to become, my presence, my the way I present myself and all these things, I have to pay attention to that stuff. So once I decided to change the dynamic of like entertaining negativity and just making the sole focus, my business and my music. So that's basically what I spent late 2018 up until now doing, is just building the Macc10 brand. Like I am a dancer and a pole entertainer, so I was able to take that and help it tie into my music because people are catching on to what I'm doing on stage and now they're trying to pay attention to what I'm doing with my music. And even though I never wanted it to be that way, I kind of wanted them to see my music first and then we can get into the dancing stuff. I said, you know what, I have to utilize what I'm doing because it's grasping attention, and I gave myself enough time where I could sit down and do my music. So,
and you know, it doesn't hurt that it also helps to fund it.
And the thing is, a part of me had to come to that realization, and this was probably about like the summer of 2018. I said, you know, the whole being a rapper and a stripper thing, it kind of bothers me because people take away from your talent based off of what you do for a living. So that's why when I first started putting back out music in 2017, I said I was going to fully disassociate what I did with for a living with my music. So it was just, for 2017, it was just music, and then I'm just here. Like, you know, like I'm not really like, y'all see me, but y'all don't see me, but I'm dropping a 1-2 here and there. And that was good enough for me. Because just being able to go to the studio was a blessing for me. So I didn't even care. So I was just like, you know, I'm going to put the music out, and that's just what I'm going to do. Now, I'm going through whatever I'm going through, and life is presenting me different situations, so I can only focus on work now, and I can't hide it anymore. You get what I'm saying? So I said, you know what? There's no need for me to hide it. I'm fucking good at what I do. That's the only reason why they're watching. It's not because it's bad. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Cool, whatever. I'm gonna stay in the city. I'm gonna just work. I'm gonna do my thing. We're gonna start working on this album.